Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. So today in this webinar, we're going to talk about working in South Korea. Now, I've never been to South Korea personally, but I've taught in China and I'm currently teaching in Vietnam. So Asia in general, they sort of conform to the same standards when they employ candidates to work. And in most of those countries, you need a 4-year bachelor's degree to teach. South Korea, if you want to work in South Korea, you would need a 4-year bachelor's degree. That can be in any field. You don't have to be a qualified teacher. It can be in anything. It can be BCom or anything, accounting. That's perfect. So to get a visa and a work permit, those are the requirements from the country itself. And if you do find agents telling you that you can teach without a bachelor's degree, most probably you will get yourself into very serious trouble and you can be imprisoned. So please, you have to familiarize yourself with what the country's requirements are for teaching in that country. You can Google visa requirements, work permit requirements, temporary residency card requirements. It's all on the government websites. Don't just go onto any website or just read a blog that someone wrote and just go with that information. It's not a good idea, okay? There are a lot of agents out there that aren't legitimate at all. They will make you false promises. They will ask you a fee to find you work in another country. And it does happen that they do disappear with your money. You have to be careful with who you work with. Now, Umhlanga Language Center is a TEFL course provider company. We are not an employment agency. We will not find you a job. That's not what we do. We do not offer that service, okay? We assist you as far as possible. From our own personal experience and continuous research, we give you all the support and information that we can. We do not take any responsibility for your choices. Okay? You have to, if we recommend an agent that we found along the line, we don't guarantee you that this person won't behave illegally. Okay, you are an adult and you have to make your own decisions and use your own discretion. Okay. Also, you can't ask us to review your contracts or anything. That information is should not be shared with other people. Asian companies take this very seriously. You are not allowed to discuss this paperwork with other individuals. So please do not put us in that position. We will simply refuse to look at that information. Okay. What I will do today is I will give you some guidance, what to look out for. Okay. There are a lot of agents in countries such as Canada, America, and in Europe. These agencies usually, not always, usually are legitimate agencies. You can go and check out their websites. You will find their contact information. Everything will be there. Contact telephone number, the address where the business is, most probably a business registration number. Okay, this is all information that you have to be on the lookout for. If an agency is registered or they provide all their business information, they are most probably a legitimate company that you can work with. But now, how do you know if this is going to be legitimate or if you are being scammed? So first of all, there should be some form of interview, okay? Either the agent would ask you for very, very specific information about your qualifications, your years of experience, what age groups you've taught before. Have you taught business English? Have you done this? Have you done that? Now, the minute all these questions are being asked, you know that you are on the right track, okay? Because a legitimate school or company in Asia will not employ you. They're very particular with their teachers, okay? They want good teachers. So they want to be sure that when they hire you, you can do the job. If you have an agent who keeps on telling you, no, don't worry about that, everything's fine, oh, you don't need this, no, it's fine, don't worry, oh, we don't have to worry about this. Guys, 95% of the time you're being scammed. Okay. Asian schools want to know everything about their teachers. I'm highly qualified and highly experienced. Okay, and I had to sit through an 1.5-hour interview to get my current job, just to give you an idea. Okay, all my qualifications, everything got verified by the school that I'm working for. So even if you have 10 years of experience, I have 18 years of experience, okay, I still had to do the interview. I still had to teach a demo lesson. It got recorded. It got sent off to the parents, okay? That is working legitimately. If anybody's going to tell you, don't worry about it, it's nothing, I can organize this, I can organize that, I'll take care of you, I'll give you free accommodation, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. Guys, you're being scammed, okay? They're going to make a quick buck off of you. Don't be gullible. You're adults, you're professionals. Okay, you're going to have to be on the lookout for that. So being interviewed, that's the first thing. When I got a job offer in China, they reviewed everything and then they asked me to go to my local preschool, teach for 5 minutes, have it recorded and send it to them. Now you can go onto ULC's YouTube channel. The video is actually on the channel. You just have to go way down. It was posted, I think I put it on there about 2 months ago, I think, but it's there. Okay. This is how you know you're going to work for a legitimate school, is when they expect you to prove to them that you're a good teacher and that you have teaching ability. Now, I've said this so many times before. The thing that will guarantee you a job, yes, for legal purposes, you need your qualifications. That piece of paper will not guarantee you a job. Teaching ability is what's going to guarantee you a job. Now, this is a very good idea. Go to your local preschool, speak to the owner or the principal and tell them, listen, under the supervision of the teacher, you don't have to leave me alone with the kids in the classroom. Just give me the opportunity to teach for 3 to 5 minutes, record me. I want to go and work abroad. I need proof that I can teach small kids effectively, put in a lot of pronunciation, a lot of phonics, a lot of drilling. Get it in there, make it fun, get children excited. Go and watch that video of mine on the YouTube channel. It will help you. Okay. This is a very good idea. But then again, please, I cannot stress this enough. Okay. If that agent keeps on telling you, don't worry about it, we don't need it, it's not a problem. Guys, don't work with agents like that. Even if you are not being scammed, you're going to arrive in a foreign country and they're not going to take care of you. Okay, sometimes you think you're familiar with how it's working on the other end, but then you find out, oh my goodness, okay, if I'm working in China, I have to pay 3 times more for a flat with a Western bathroom because you are not accustomed to the Eastern bathrooms, and it's something to get used to, or some people simply can't get used to it. They find it very difficult. But now all of a sudden, there goes your budget, okay, because you didn't budget on paying so much for rent. So apart from your interview, okay, you will teach some another demo lesson. Now, this can happen before you travel abroad or when you arrive on the other side. Like I said, with my job here in Vietnam, I had a 1.5 hour, very extensive interview. I was posed with classroom scenarios that I had to explain exactly how I will approach this lesson for small children, teens, and adults, and I had to explain it to them. Okay, very extensive interview that I had, but when on arrival, before I could teach, I had to teach a demo lesson that got observed. Okay. All right, and you sign your paperwork after teaching your demo lesson. So be prepared for that. Familiarize yourself with everything. You have access to the course, so you can go back to any module that you've done before. You have access to that. So if you've forgotten about something, just go and watch the videos again. You don't have to do the quizzes again. You don't have to do the assignments again. You can simply sit back and watch the videos. Okay, it will be helpful. They will check your qualifications. If they don't do this, please, the red lights are flashing. Okay. Now, your documents need to be legalized in order for you to get the correct paperwork to teach abroad. First of all, you need a police clearance certificate before you can teach. If you do not have one and they are promising you jobs, they're lying. It's illegal. Anywhere in the world, any single country in the world, you're not allowed to teach without a police clearance certificate. Okay. So get that done. Now, once that's done, that police clearance certificate must go to DERCO. Okay, it's on the Facebook page. You can read up about it or you can just Google it. It's free of charge. I'm not going to explain the whole process. You can read up about that online. Send it off to DERCO, get it legalized. Then wherever you're going to change, South Korea, China, Vietnam, wherever, you need to take it to their embassy to get legalized. They will not legalize it unless it's been legalized by DERCO. So you can see how extensive the paperwork process is. Your original university qualification needs to go off to DERCO with copies to be legalized. Your TEFL certificate would have to go to the High Court to get notarized. Okay? All right. And this is not just my company. I have a CELTA and a Delta. My CELTA and Delta had to go to the High Court to get notarized. It was quite expensive. It was like 3,500 Rand. Okay. It's just something that you have to do. And this is to get your visa to travel to the other country to go and work. Now, you can see that this whole paperwork process can take anything between 3 to 6 months. With COVID, the world is upside down. Everything takes so much longer. I couldn't travel to Vietnam when I wanted to travel to Vietnam. And then as a result, I just had to extend my business visa. We haven't even started with the work permit process yet. Okay, and it's already been 4 months since I got employed, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so this was not a problem in the past. This is a current COVID problem. So you also have to take that into consideration. If you think you're leaving in a month, forget about it. I promise you it will not happen. It simply won't happen. Okay, it will be a long process. You have to prepare for that. So whatever situation you find yourself in, until the world gets back to normal, okay, this is what we have to deal with, and we have to be patient. Now, when you receive your offer, you can very easily pick up if this is just a general offer just like a printed letter that they send off to everybody and they just change the name. Or if it's going to be very specific, they will have the school's name, the school's address, okay, your name, your passport number, a lot of personal information on this document. There you're going to have to use your intelligence, okay? And I know that you are all intelligent people. Okay, so you're going to have to sit and look at that and say to yourself, is this a legitimate offer or is this just a random piece of paper? If you get your offer and you just get this offer and they say, okay, all right, now pay us $2,000 and then you work in South Korea. Guys, you're being scammed, okay? So if they interview you, if they ask for your legalized qualifications, not send me a picture of your qualifications, okay? I had to send everything in. I had to photograph every single page with all the legal stamps in all my documentation, okay? Then, you know, on my initial offer before my arrival in Vietnam and with China, okay, my initial offers had everything in it. The date when I'm going to start working, my hours of work, when I'll have time off, how many sick leave days I get, how many leave days I get, and my working hours, the location where I'll be working, the conditions under which I'll be working, how many hours per month I'll be working, if I have extracurricular activities to attend. Okay, very extensive. Then you know. But then again, with working when I worked in China, of course, you hear all the horror stories online. So for a minute there, I started doubting the whole process. So I contacted my agent and I said, have you assisted other South Africans? And he said, yes. I said, okay, you're going to have to get me in contact with these people. So he did. He gave me their telephone numbers. I contacted them. Hey guys, I'm working with this agent. I want to work in China. Is it legit? Yes, he's legit. He got me over. Do that. Okay? If they can't give you one reference, why are you doing it? That's not a wise decision. Okay? It's going to be you all alone in this foreign country and you just trusting this random person that you don't know at all. That's not wise. Okay, so that's another thing that you can do is ask for references before you walk that path. Okay, so also when you get your offer, it should have stipulations on tax. Is this offer before or after tax deductions? Your hours that you're expected to work, something about accommodation, something about medical insurance, something about transport. And if they do organize you accommodation, it will be walking distance from the school. They always do that. So then obviously transport is not an issue, but in Vietnam, it's really common for your schools to provide teachers with scooters, transport, because if you have a driver's license, not a motorcycle license, a driver's license from South Africa, you can ride a scooter here legally. Okay, so everybody does it, and it helps you to get around. I just bought mine, so that's cool. My school did not provide me with transport. It was never in my offer. So, but that's fine. But in my offer, it talks about medical insurance, accommodation, all of that. Okay. My annual leave, my end of contract bonus, my reimbursement for visas, my reimbursement for my flight. Okay. So now another thing is, if you want to work abroad, they will come up with all of it. Yeah, we support you. We pay for the flight, the visa, the this, the that. Guys, they pay for that after you've worked for 1 year. Okay. So if you complete your contract with them, they reimburse you. They don't give you the money up front. You have to pay for it. So you're going to have to save up or go to the bank and borrow some money. At the moment, unfortunately, flights are ridiculously expensive. When I flew to China, it was like 5,500 rand for my flight. But now my flight to Vietnam was like 23,000 rand. Okay, just because of COVID, now you can't just travel as a tourist. You have to take an expatriate flight. Now, all these things that play a part. Some companies do assist with quarantine, others don't. And don't think for a second, if they say they're going to assist, that you're not going to pay back the money, because you will. Their assistance means, okay, we'll help you now, but the minute you start working, we're taking it off your salary. So please be aware, that is how it works. Okay. Like, I have to pay for my own visa extension, my own work permit, my own residency card. It's like $1,000. I already spent $3,600. So in the end, it's going to cost me 100,000 rand to work in Vietnam. It's a lot of money. But I've decided to do it because I'm going to be here for 2 to 3 years. And at the moment in South Africa, there's not really much for me to do. So for me, this was the better option. And at least I can travel through the country, because I love to travel. That's my personal passion, and I'm okay with it. But that is the reality of traveling at the moment. I'm not too sure. They do change this all the time. What China will do if you want to go and teach there. I see a lot of places in China are now hiring. Guys, they pay a lot of money in China if you find the right job. I'm not joking. A lot of money. And the working conditions are good. The schools are good. Okay. South Korea is one of the most popular places to work when you have a bachelor's degree. It is really beautiful. The culture is fantastic. The living standards are good. Schools are magnificent. So it's really something to explore. So all you have to do is go online and go and see what the COVID quarantine situation is in that country. If you're not too sure, contact your local travel agent. They will give you links, okay, to go and read on what's happening. Coming here, your school and your agent will assist you, okay? When I arrived, I was in quarantine. Then there was a massive outbreak of COVID in Hanoi. I was in Saigon. I quarantined in Saigon. But I'm working in the north. And because of this new outbreak, you're not allowed to enter Hanoi unless you've quarantined for 21 days. So after I got out of my quarantine, I had to extend my stay in Saigon for another week to finish my 21 days before I could travel to Hanoi, to the north, to come and work. So also be aware that these things can change overnight. You don't know, when you're going to be where and what's going to be, what's going to happen, okay? And then all of a sudden there's a new outbreak of COVID, and then everything changes overnight. They close down borders. I was in Botswana. It was the day before I flew to Botswana. Okay, the evening before my flight the next day, they closed all road borders in Botswana, just like that, overnight. I bought a ticket to come to Vietnam, and I couldn't use that ticket It was like 10,000 rand, because then new legislation in Vietnam said you could only enter the country on an expatriate flight. So now luckily all the airlines, they will refund you. Okay, so you don't have to stress about that. If you pay an agent, you might not get your money back. If you pay the airline directly, they will refund you. It takes a long time. I bought this flight in November. I got the money back yesterday, but I got all my money back. Okay, so it's not a big risk if you book your flight with an airline directly, because if anything happens, you can get that flight refunded. You're just going to have to wait a couple of months to get the money back. Okay. Now, you'll be surprised, but most schools will not employ you directly. They will only work through an agent. So if you think you're going to bypass having an agent to get to the school, you are mistaken. So you can't just say, oh, no. I think this agent thing is a problem. I'm just not going to use an agent. Guys, I have an agent. I had an agent for China. I have an agent now. Okay. You're not getting a job without an agent. So I'm going to send you an email with this company that I believe to be very good, but I want to state this very clearly again. We do not take any responsibility for what happens, okay? That is not what we do. You have to take the responsibility for who you're dealing with, what you believe to be legitimate and what not, okay? That is your responsibility. We do not get involved in that. And then there will also be Facebook group links. A lot of jobs are advertised on Facebook. Again, this video will be uploaded onto the YouTube channel, not this weekend because I have a very hectic working schedule over weekends. It will only be next week. Okay, so you can watch it again if you've forgotten what I said. You're more than welcome. But when you apply for work on the Facebook groups, look, that's what I did. I send my CV into everybody. Okay, and then I can tell you now, I got 3 offers from people that I don't trust at all. I asked this one agent, where is the school? What is the name of the school that you're talking about? And they refused to give me the name. Now, no, it's not going to happen at all. Okay, it doesn't work like that. To give you an example, when I had my job interview with the current school that I'm working for, the interview started with saying, hi, okay, so our school, we are blah, 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 blah. We've been established, blah, 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 blah. And they gave me this entire background of the school. And I went online and I could find all that information online. It was legitimate. Okay. So research is key, but get yourself out there. Add your video on our YouTube channel into your CV. Go to your local primary school, go and teach for 5 minutes, record that. I can put it on the YouTube channel. I have no issue with that. I don't, really. You're welcome. Okay, and get yourself out there. Show your teaching ability. And then, of course, if you don't have a 4-year university qualification, you will go to jail if you teach in countries where you can only legally obtain a work permit with such a qualification. Okay. They will not listen to any story. They will not listen to what your agent said. They're not interested in your agent. Okay. Because you're an adult, and you're a qualified professional, they simply see you as a person who behaved illegally in their country, and the only thing that they do without saying one word is they throw you in jail. Okay. So be very aware that that is how it works. Okay. All right. Please don't get yourself into a situation like that. Okay. So the 30-hour course has got all the guidelines for ensuring that you find good work. And after I've edited this video to put it onto the channel, then I will send out that email with all the links and apply. Good luck. If you want to teach in South Korea, you can also apply in China. There are beautiful places in China where you can also go and work. South Africans are really popular in China. So they do employ us. South Africans are equally popular in Vietnam. Very expensive to come here at the moment. Very expensive. Maybe if you can find a company that's going to help you with your quarantine and your flight, and then take it off your salary, you might consider doing that. Or if you have so much money in the bank, I sold everything I own. I took that money to do this. Like I said, for me, it's like a 2-3 year interim plan, because it's very difficult for me to travel at the moment because of COVID. Everywhere that I want to go, I have to go into quarantine. I don't have money to pay for that. So I just decided to work for a while, pay off as much debt as possible, find myself in a better financial situation. And then when I hear rumors that they're going to have a travel passport, so when you get the COVID vaccine, you get like this COVID travel passport, and then you can enter countries without going into quarantine. But look, I mean, I don't know how true that is. There are so many things online. We never really know what's happening until, you know, maybe the president will make an announcement and we will know for sure what's going on. But unfortunately, it is really expensive to come to Vietnam at the moment, but you can still give it a go, and yeah, maybe it will work out well for you. So do you have any questions? You can ask now. Delphine? You're on mute. Just unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
Me now?
Yes. Hi.
Okay. Hi. So are there any other countries that don't require degrees?
Do you have a bachelor's degree?
No.
Now how? Okay, no, you can only work in a handful of countries. Cambodia, they closed off. You can't work there at the moment.
Yeah.
Argentina is also closed off. So you can't work. You need a university qualification to work abroad.
Okay.
That is the problem. You have to have that. I do have one. So that is why I can work abroad. If they tell you that you can work in countries without that, you're going to end up in prison. That's really the reality. What you can do is you can Google, okay, countries where I can teach without a bachelor's degree. You will find a list of countries. Okay. All right, cool. Any other questions? Zape, do you have a bachelor's degree?
Yes, I do. But to clarify, my friend has a associate's degree, which is like a BTech. Can she come and teach in South Korea?
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
But my degree is a 3-year degree. It's in BCom law.
That's okay. Most people will accept that. Tread carefully with China a little bit, but yeah, you should be good. You should be good. Just listen to everything that I said, Okay, be careful of these people telling you, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. That's just red lights all over the show. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Be
Okay.
very specific. When you speak to your agent, be upfront. Say, listen, my degree is a 3-year degree. Okay. And
Do you know the agency Golden Key?
no, I don't deal with agents or anything. I mean, for me, I just, when I apply for work, I do it, I follow my own road, but I don't deal with all these agents. I give you guidelines on how to find work. That template CV on the 30-hour professional development course. I paid a fortune to get that done because initially your CV goes through an automated process and it picks up all the keywords. And yeah, it's really important. So if you follow all my advice, really, you will find work and you can earn money. My goodness, I saw this job the other day. It's like 45,000 Rand after tax with free accommodation.
Sure.
It's really good money. So all of you have to be very patient with me. I'm on such a hectic schedule and I'm tired, I'm not 20 anymore. So I do all of these things in between my lessons. It's really taking up, it's draining all my energy. That's why I record it now and I put it onto the channel so that I don't have to do these things over and over again, that it will be readily available. But we are busy working on a standard email to assist you to find work in these countries. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
It's a pleasure. Just be patient with us and just give us time to get through all the work, because we are a bit behind on the work, but there's nothing that we can do at the moment. So yeah. Okay, Sandeka, do you have a bachelor's degree?
Yes, I do. However,
okay, awesome. Okay, so you are good to go. Okay, and phew, these names. Sinen Schla, is that correct? I'm trying my best.
Yes, it is correct. I do have a bachelor's degree. I have an BA. I did politics, I did English, and I did history.
Awesome. You're A for away. You can go. Memory, I know your qualifications. You're good to go. Delphine, if you can wait for COVID to disappear a little bit, you can work in Argentina and in Cambodia, but you can do more research. In Cambodia, you can teach for a good amount of money with free accommodation, with only a matric certificate and a TEFL certificate.
Where is that?
Cambodia. It's the country next to Vietnam. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so don't lose hope. But the person who told you that you can teach in South Korea without a bachelor's degree, you should have seen those red lights.
I should have. I think I was just gullible and I was scammed a lot of money.
Yeah, you know what, Delphine, it happens. Don't beat yourself up over it. And that is, I decided to really put in the time and the effort from my personal experience, to guide everybody as far as possible. And
Yes.
I hope that this was helpful. I'm going to have to say goodbye because I have to get back to work. And I can't answer questions about this the whole time. So the idea of this webinar was to answer all your questions. And then, Memory, do you have a question? You're good. Okay, awesome. So after this webinar, you will, within the next week, get an email, okay, with a link to this video and also a list of links of places where we believe that you will find good work, but you always get your scammers out there, always. So use all of this information, okay? Have your eyes wide open and find yourself a good job, okay? You work for good money, really, really good money. travel will have such a wonderful experience. Okay. Okay, everybody, have a super weekend, and I'll see you guys on the webinar on Wednesday.
Thank you, Monique.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day. Bye-bye.